Words that mean it just happens that way, like the tides or the seasons, or the periodic resurgence of ska music. Words like inflation, from the Latin inflatio, to puff up or expand. Besides balloons, bicycle tires, and the early cosmos, it used to mean nothing more than a king had minted too many coins, had somehow flooded the market with silver and gold. But when the rich saw what it could do for them, spell it with me, if you know how.
I-N-F-L-A-T-I-O-N.
I was a lucky booger. I was a lucky beggar once. I was living off a village where the people had land, food to spare, wages that kept their houses warm. They had so many eggs, they used to throw them at the houses of neighborhood squares just to make them mad. And then the silver ships came. Suddenly Spain was rich beyond all dreams of avarice, flooding Europe with silver they'd stolen from the New World. Everybody thought it's going to be a golden age, or at the very least a silver one. But I knew better. A friend of mine at the time, a baker, Johann Pumpernickel, he laughed. He said, more silver means more customers. A rising tide raises all ships. But down the lane, the miller, his landlord, raised the rent. He said it was either that or sell to these higher bidders with sacks of silver. And you know, they'd raise the rent just the same. And so the miller had to raise the price of flour, and suddenly Johann Pumpernickel, Johann couldn't make the rent. Not even if he made the bread so expensive that he starved half his neighbors. The nobles, the owners, the merchants, they wanted the same houses, the same food, the same land, but they had so much more silver now. They just couldn't help driving up the prices. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, they rented, they borrowed, they mortgaged, they worked harder and harder, but day by day, they had to sell more and more until they had nothing left. The rich gobbled it up. You want the good life back? Well, you can either tax them until they bleed and it trickles down at last, or you can get it back the way that common folk have all through the ages, with pitchforks and fire. I have no real preference. Give me your words, words that mean that's just the way the world is.